What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a quick tip, something that's convenient for Ram owners. I don't know about gas Ram owners, but the diesel owners for sure. The tip we're going to cover today is convenient because you could use it while you're at home, or more importantly when you're traveling. You know, Google is obviously a great way to access information real quick. Makes things a lot easier having YouTube around, or I'm sorry, Google around. But your truck has information in it, for those that don't know, that will answer a lot of your questions. And, you know, instead of posting in the forums or in the Facebook groups, or, you know, jumping onto Google, your truck has information about how much oil your truck requires, what brands they recommend, how much oil your differentials take, how much oil your transmission takes, it tells you on here, based on your truck, how big your fuel tank is. So there's a lot of useful information on here that you could just easily hop on and look at. So let's jump into it, and we'll cover a few of those things. Okay, those of you who have the 8.4 Uconnect radio, sorry about that. So here's how you get to all this information. Okay, so you want to go to apps. Okay, and right here it's vehicle user guide. So you're going to want to click on that, and you're just going to wait a second, and it'll bring up the information you need. Now again, a lot of you might be aware of this, a lot of you might not be aware of this. A buddy of mine has a similar truck to mine and had no idea this existed, and he was pretty intrigued by it, so I figured I would share it with you guys. So if you look on here, you have vehicle operation, radio, phone and navigation, vehicle maintenance. So let's go ahead and click on vehicle maintenance. So now you scheduled servicing, search your vehicle, engine compartment, refueling. This is the one I want to cover today: maintenance and technical specification, understanding fluid types, ratings, and capabilities. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay, so from here it tells you wheel and tire torque specs, which is, you know, good to know. Fluid capacities, fluids and lubricants, Mopar accessories. They're always trying to sell you something somewhere. But let's click on this fluid capacity. 6.7 Cummins diesel engine. And here we go. So for the 2500, 3500 standard cab long bed models, you have 28 gallon tank. My truck is the crew cab, mega cab, short bed model, 31 gallons. Crew cab long beds, 32 gallons. Cab and chassis, 52 gallons. So it kind of tells you how much fuel your tank has, which can hold, which is obvious. If you've ever filled up at the pump, you kind of have an idea, but here's like an exact number. Also, diesel exhaust fluid for your 25, 3500 models, 5.5 gallons. For your cab and chassis trucks, 9 gallons. It also has it in liters over here on the right, so you know what it is in liters. Engine with filter. So here's one that a lot of people might want to know. How much engine oil do you need? And that number is going to be 12 quarts, or 11.4 liters. It also has the coolant is 5.7 gallons, or 21.4 liters. So this tells you, you know, the exact amount you're gonna need. So again, I say this if you're traveling and you need to pick up some coolant or something, or you need to do a quick oil change, this will give you all the numbers that you need to know. Now, if we go back on this screen and we check out fluid and lubricants, let's see, engine. So this tells you Engine coolant, we recommend you use Mopar antifreeze 10-year. Engine oil, so it's telling you in ambient temperatures above 0, we recommend you use 15W40. Below, you use 5W40. And we recommend that you use Mopar Shell Rotella, Shell Remula. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Remula. So it tells you in here what they recommend you use. Now, a lot of guys are in AMSOIL, and there's a lot of other oils they use. When that's fine if it works for you. For me, I like to just stick to whatever they recommend we use for this motor. But it gives you a pretty good breakdown here of, you know, what they recommend you use. So if you have any questions about, well, you know, what temperature zone am I in? What should I use? This has a pretty good detail of what you should use. So engine oil filter, we recommend you use Mopar engine oil filters. That's kind of a given, but I mean, it tells you there. Fuel filters, so we recommend you use Mopar filters, must meet the 3 micron rating. So crankcase ventilation filter. Now, for those of you guys in your Cummins trucks who have ever seen the service engine soon, see dealer now, service engine now, I'd say 60% of the time, 70% of the time, it is going to be your CCV filter. So, and a lot of you already know that, some of you don't. So if you run into the situation where it says see dealer or service engine soon, there is a very strong possibility that it is your CCV filter. And if I were you, I would start there and go and work from there. If you run the code, I bet it says CCV filter, unless there's something more major going on. But I would be willing to bet it's your CCV filter. Something needs to be eventually changed out. It's a pretty easy job. Shouldn't take that long. You don't need a mechanic to do it. You just need some tools and a little bit of time. So fuel selection, it gives you a long dissertation about fuel selection, and you know, I won't get into that. You're welcome to read it yourself. And your diesel exhaust fuel fluid gives you, you know, whatever they want you to use or whatever. So I find this very, very helpful, and I think it's pretty cool that they come with that. Again, a lot of you might already know this exists, and what do you need this for if you have Google? But it is definitely something that's convenient to have. So again, this is what the screen's going to look like after you hit vehicle user guide. Also in here as well, I already mentioned it. It does tell you diff, how much oil your diff needs, what type to use, which weight to use. I mean, they got everything in here. So again, Google or this, both are going to be equally as helpful, but I think it's really awesome that it is in fact in your truck. Okay, something else I want to cover before we end this video out, something that's very useful. Again, if you click on vehicle operation, okay, warning lights and indicators. This right here, I'm sorry if they're flickering, but this right here tells you what all the icons on your truck are for. Trail brake, malfunction indicator, low door open, ABS, low fuel, tow haul, cargo lamp, payload protection. It's got every icon that you're gonna see in this truck. So a lot of times in the hill descent control, I wish my truck had it, it doesn't. But it's got everything that this truck is gonna throw at you. You know, the heater grid, it's got TPMS, it's got everything that it's gonna throw at you on your dash. A lot of times when you know, something pops up on the dash, I'll notice in the forums that guys are being like, hey, what does this sign mean? What does this steering wheel with an exclamation point mean? I mean, up until this very moment, I mean, I would have probably maybe guessed, but I had no idea. But that right there is going to tell you that your power steering, let's click on it. This warning light will turn on when there's a fault with your EPS, electrical power steering system. So if there's a problem with your power steering system, that's the icon you're going to get. again, I just wanted to cover this real quick. There is quite a bit of stuff in here, and I'll leave it to you guys to go through it. Driving controls, comfort and convenience. I mean, there is a lot of useful stuff in this, so I highly recommend that you guys give it a check. If you didn't know it existed, now you do, and you can go through it and check it out. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. You know, again, it might be a common knowledge type of deal, but for those of you that didn't know, I hope it helps. And it's just good knowing that you have this information already in your truck. That way it's everywhere. You don't have service, you know, somewhere, guess what? No need to worry. Your truck has the information already in it. So again, I hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe. Well, we do a lot of Cummins content on here. We have some outdoor content going on pretty soon. We're gonna be doing a backpacking trip. Been camping, been hunting, been fishing, never been backpacking, so it's gonna be a first for me. We're gonna have a series of videos leading up to it. That should be pretty fun. So if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, throw a like, and hopefully we see you guys back here the next time.